Hi everyone, welcome to In Nature Spirituals Week Ahead Timeless Prediction Tarot Reading. So whenever you're clicking on this video, it is perfect for you. We're going to see what kind of energies are coming up for the week ahead, next 7 to 10 days from when you're clicking on this video. We will start with group 1, 2, or 3, or multiples if you feel called. Timestamps will be listed down below so you can fast forward to your group and get to your reading, and I'll see you there. Hi, group 1. If you chose this stone, this is going to be your reading for the energy of the week ahead, what you can kind of expect, what is going to be coming up. We have 2 oracle cards pre-shuffled. I have no idea what they are. We have tarot and also a love reading for singles and for couples at the end, so stay tuned for that. But first we're going to look into your oracle cards, or at least one of them at a time. So your first energy this week is Kirith, longing for home, homesick for the stars. I definitely feel like there's an energy here of perhaps feeling lost or stuck, or almost an energy of more. Like there must be more to life. There is a better path. There is a reason perhaps that you are going through the things that you're going through, or the situations or the problems, or even the peacefulness. There's like this yearning coming from deep inside you this week of more, or path forward, or knowledge, or seeking something that is perhaps bigger than you or more than you. There is this quench for finding something that like fits together like a really good puzzle piece almost. There's a need to, it's just an energy of like feeling like there's more to your life, and maybe you're kind of figuring out what, I wouldn't say your life purpose is, because I feel like that's such a heavy task to put on yourself. What would be the next right step towards your goal or your path or your true being? I think that's a better way to put this energy. It's not that you have to figure out what your purpose is and follow it. Like, you cannot know what your purpose is and still make small action steps every day, or at least try an avenue and then try a different avenue. I feel like there's so much pressure that you need to know, but like you're not going to know if you don't try, if you don't aim, if you don't follow a pathway. So I think this is the energy of finding that next right step, that next thing that feels aligned, even if it doesn't make any sense. So let's get some cards to clarify this energy here. Group 1, Kirith. Let's clarify group 1. Okay. Ooh, that's a lot of energy. Let's read this top card. So we have the 8 of Pentacles coming out first, which is, oh, there you go, which is all about the energy of, you know, you've already put in a lot of foundation, a lot of work, a lot of growth into something. And this is just asking you to stay on target, stay on path, stay consistent. This is a time to really sharpen your tools, sharpen your craft, sharpen your knowledge, sharpen that skill set. It doesn't have to be a skill set. It could be a communication style. It could be the way that you relate to people. It can be an easement of your life. It can be a better path forward. There is like, you have some knowledge here and you're able to spread it and be able to continue down the path, it feels like. So even though perhaps it feels like a little bit chaotic, or not chaotic, I think that's a bit drastic, but it feels like you're looking, questioning for more, and this person is reaching for more, reaching for these pentacles that are up here. And that's kind of the energy. It's like you're trying to reach for the next thing, the next elevation of whatever you are dealing with at this time. Person, place, thing, situation, internal dialogue, whatever that may be. We have the Three of Pentacles, Mother of Swords or Queen of Swords, and the Three of Swords. Interesting that we have Pentacles here, which is earth energy, mixed with sword energy, which is your mental state, your thoughts, how you communicate, your brain, your thought patterns, negative or positive. And there is this push-pull dynamic here of wanting to create and then overthinking, perhaps. It's like, I want to make these things happen, but I don't know how to make these things happen. I don't know how to progress forward. I don't know how to take these steps. And that's kind of what you're figuring out this week, is like that next right step forward. Show me the path forward, the next right step forward, especially with this pentacle energy here. The Three of Pentacles is all about collaboration, working with others, talking with others, planning with others, collaborating. And it doesn't have to be in some lofty artistic way. It can just be in a very small way. And as well as like learning to harness that thought pattern into something that's more beneficial here, instead of the Three of Swords in this state of grief and scarcity and unknown, to really embrace this Queen energy, the Queen of Swords energy, who knows what she wants, and regardless of your gender, and can be honest about the path forward. Okay, I think we got that message. Let's go to next one. We have fall into my arms, surrender, holding opposites, extremes of life. I love to think of this card as very gently like letting the universe, God, source, whatever you believe, to lead you. It's almost like you've had your foot on the gas pedal and now it's time to let off the gas pedal a little bit. And that doesn't mean you're not working on something still. It's just a different energetic approach to the situation. Perhaps it's calling for you to embrace a more feminine energy approach, and not feminine as woman, because we all have feminine and masculine energies inside of ourselves, but a more feminine, gentle, trust, allow the flow. It's a softer energy instead of a masculine energy of like, do, create, make, push forward. This is a very soft energy. Fall into my arms. Literally just let yourself have this week to soften to life and soften to that trust and soften to that path forward. Because the more, especially with this path forward that you're trying to go down, or the next right steps, right? Softening to that process, taking a step back, allowing things to kind of come in, messages to come in, clarity to come in, like will help you with that next right step. Because if you're constantly searching for the answer can't come because your thoughts are too wrapped up in the outcome. And so you need to have this gentle release. Easier said than done, believe me. Let's clarify this fall into my arms energy for the week ahead. Group 1. We have the Three of Wands, which is interesting because it's all about the journey. It's all about having that fire again, fuel that fire to be able to take those next steps. But with fire, we do need rest. We do need a balance here. We have the Four of Pentacles, which can be all about needing to control too much control, where it is needing to know the outcome, needing to know where it's going to come from, when it's going to come from, how it's going to happen, where it's going to happen. Obviously, like, yes, take steps forward, but I feel like there's a little bit too much control here this week, or it's asking you to be more open to letting that go, here. Interesting, we have the Emperor energy here, which is all about knowing your power, knowing when to push forward, knowing when to speak your mind. The Emperor is very knowledgeable and powerful, but he also knows, again, regardless of gender, it's just the energy. He has this authority, he has this power, but he knows when to pull back or delegate things to another person. There's this trust here that wants to come out as well this week, letting things flow, letting things be at an easier pace. We have the Seven of Wands as well, which can dictate conflict, internal struggle, needing to prove yourself. You have nothing to prove to anyone. There needs to be a softening this week. That's kind of the overall message, is this desire to know what steps to take next, and to get to those next steps requires a softening. So let's get a romance card for couples first, and then we'll get singles. So let's do it for couples. Let's get a romance card for couples. Romance card for couples. We have keep an open mind. So this week could indicate a little bit of conflict with your partner, or a need to adjust things, keeping an open mind about the situation, about the flow of how the week is going. I feel like it's, just be open-minded to your partner's needs, your own needs in your partnership, making sure that you're taking care of yourself first as well. I think that's important this week. But overall, I feel like it's more of an internal dialogue this week than your partner at hand. I feel like it's a lot about finding that balance of you. So let's get one card for my singles. Let's get one card for my singles. Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So it could be that someone is sparking your eye, or you're getting interested by, or a crush perhaps. I just got a text message. So maybe it will come in the form of a message here, or a DM, or on a dating app or something. But there's something, tingling. Curiosity is in the air. And I think it's worth exploring, even if you are scared to open that side of yourself up to date again. It can be really daunting. But there is some fizzle in the air this week. So that's all I have for you. Feel free to give the video a like, subscribe if you feel called, comment if you feel called. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye. All right, group 2, if you chose this little see-through green stone, this is your reading for the week ahead. Energetic check-in. We have some pre-pulled oracle cards. I'm not sure what they say. We will clarify with some tarot, and at the end we will get some romance cards for my couples and for people who are single, so stay tuned for that. So let's get into your first energetic check-in of the week ahead. We have You Got the Love, Hadrian energy, codependency, boundaries. So this card really symbolizes, the Hadrians are an energy where they just have so much love to give, that they're such an open book that they get taken advantage of. Unfortunately, because that's kind of how life works. But I feel like this week, we'll get some clarifiers, but it's definitely a week of, it's safe to open yourself up. It's safe to love. It's safe to have that space to be open to it. I feel like perhaps you are scared about opening yourself up, but I do think that it is important to also have those boundaries in place and to not really set expectations super, super high. Now, this love can relate to relationships, partnerships, relationships can also relate to how you relate to yourself, your self-love. It can also relate to the love that you put into passion projects or to your career or to, your creative endeavors. Like, do you have boundaries for yourself and your self-love and your self-care? Do you have boundaries for your creative projects, your business, your job? Like, do you have good, healthy boundaries in place? Because it's all well and good to give and love freely, but if you don't have boundaries, you're going to love so much, give so much that you empty yourself out and you exhaust yourself. And then there won't be anything left. You'll just say yes to everything. I think a good example is perhaps like a 9-to-5 job, and your boss is like, you're really dependable and they love handing you projects and you keep on saying yes to all these projects. And now you don't have time and you feel stressed and overwhelmed and overworked because you kept on saying yes instead of saying, hey, I'd love to take this project, but my schedule is way too full. Maybe when I'm done with this first project, I can add that project in. I would love to, but right now I'm really busy. That's a healthy boundary. That's a perfect boundary to set. So let's get some clarifiers here for this first energy. Week ahead. Okay, we have the Ace of Pentacles, the Fool, 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Interesting. It's almost like you're being asked to step out of the comfort zone, to have a new foundation set here with the Ace of Pentacles and the Fool card. Like a time to really focus on a new chapter. You're being asked to really stretch yourself and to get really curious about how you can have a new start with these foundational elements, which are boundaries. The earth and element pentacles can be money, but it can also be your time and your energy and your resources, and your resources is your vitality, your energy, your levels, what you can give. So it's almost like this energy of starting this new chapter, a new approach of setting healthy boundaries, like giving that love, giving that time and energy, but doing it in a healthy way where you're setting boundaries. Again, setting boundaries towards others, but sometimes it can be as complicated as setting boundaries for yourself, what they call parenting yourself, like really being like, hey, no, we're not going to be doing that. I'm putting the foot down, me as an adult talking to me as an inner child, like we are not going to be doing that bad habit or that coping mechanism this week. It could be as simple as, this week, I'm going to be really mindful about how much time I'm spending on social media and setting myself a limit, and maybe even setting a clock, a literal timer on your phone. So when you're sitting down, using TikTok or Reels as an escapism, and it's fine to have escapisms, it's fine to have coping mechanisms, but there needs to be a balance. So set a time limit for the scrolling, so you're not ending up wasting 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day endlessly scrolling. I know that my phone, an iPhone, you can set a time limit for using an app, and I have my Instagram app set for 1 hour. And then once that 1 hour is up, I can choose to ignore it for 15 minutes, or I can parent myself and say, oh, time's up. That's all I allow myself for the day. It's only 1 hour. And so it's more of a treat and it's more of a reward instead of like endless scrolling. So that's a good example of parenting yourself. We have the 2 of Wands, 3 of Wands. Yeah, definitely like this new energy here. The 2 of Wands can symbolize getting ready, making plans, and then the 3 of Wands is taking those action steps, taking the journey, if you will. And so I feel like this week you're really being called to stretch yourself. And it can be in small ways, like setting a time limit for your social media, viewing. But I think this week you're really being called to have those healthier boundaries, or at least start to acknowledge where your boundaries are lacking with others and yourself, because acknowledgement is the first step in healing. They say that is what 90% of healing is knowing what to heal, and then 10% is doing the work. Okay, our second card is lifting the veil, questioning everything. Anything unaligned must go. Yeah, this week you're really getting serious about uncovering. I feel like you're really looking deep into where you hide things from yourself. Where you try to wash over your feelings really quickly, or where you try to bypass things really quickly. Perhaps you are a little bit guilty of spiritual bypassing. I have a video about that if you're like, what is that? I'll link it down below. But you're really wanting to peel back the layers this week. And it could even be like you're just wanting to get to know a deeper side of yourself, or a deeper side of someone else. It could be either or. I feel like relationships are a focus this week for yourself. Your relationship to yourself, your relationship to your friends and family, your relationship to work and how you work. I think that's what's being lifted. That's what's being cleared away this week. Focusing on that and boundaries. But let's clarify this energy. Lifting the veil. 10 of Swords. Yeah. Getting honest with what you want. It's interesting that this card, like, she's, not wearing anything and she's like invisible. It's almost like it's time to get honest. Like, the veil is lifting, the clothes are shifting, you're coming out of this cocoon. You're really seeing truth for what it is. The 10 of Swords can also be the end of a cycle, the end of a hard time, the end of this mental struggle. So I feel like there's something coming to an end. There's something starting here for you. It definitely feels like a breakthrough kind of energy. Like you're just like, no, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm striving for more. I want more. Yeah, 9 of Pentacles. I really want more out of life. I feel like you're going to be uncovering some sweetness here with this 9 of Pentacles here. You're going to be able to see a truer side of yourself. Or with these boundaries that you're setting, you could be noticing that you have more free time, or you sleep better, or you're able to communicate better, or it kind of starts to empower you a little bit, because it will. Once you start setting these boundaries, you'll be like, oh, things are really, really happening. And we have the 2 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. Yeah. Getting really, really clear in relationships. So 2 of Cups can be romantic, but also 2 of Cups symbolizes relationships, equal give and take. I feel like, yeah, again, relationships this week and how you relate to people and to yourself is a really, really important thing. And interestingly, it came out with the 9 of Swords, which can be the card of anxiety, overthinking, perhaps even nightmares. There's like a lot of this pressure, but I feel like you're getting out of this pressure. You're getting out of this sword energy and lifting away, breaking free of what you've kind of been like. You've been kind of trying to lie to yourself for a little bit too long. I don't wish-wash tarot. I try to tell you the truth as to what I am seeing, but I feel like you're just getting really real about what you want, your boundaries, people in your life, where you're heading. Are these people in line with who you are and what you want to do. And there's like this, you're not lying to yourself anymore. You're getting like, okay, what do I want? So let's get a romance card for my couples. One card for my couples, energy that they are dealing with this week. Energy that they are dealing with this week. We have a separation. Now, this doesn't mean that you guys are going to separate and break up and it's all going to be horrible. It might be, again, with this boundaries, it might be, you know, you need more time apart, you know, to create that love again. It could be that you both need to go somewhere to separate yourself, to have a trip, to have this time and enjoy each other's company. A time for separating from like the crap that's always being flown around and mixed up in the air. I feel like it's time for you guys to kind of reconnect with yourself or connect with your partner again, away from these distractions. That's the energy I'm getting. Let's get my singles. Energy for my singles. We have wedding. This situation involves marriage. Now, when this comes out and you're single and you're like, marriage? that's a little crazy. But it is a commitment. It is a promise. It is vows exchanged. It can be even relating to boundaries. So if you are single, this could be having those vows to yourself, having those boundaries to yourself, having that commitment to yourself. Or this can be a commitment to dating and getting out there. It can also be that someone is willing to take that next step or is ready to take that next step with you, to go on a date or to say, hey, what are we? Let's figure this out. It can be that next step. It doesn't have to be literal marriage, but it can be. It can be for some of you. But I think this card always indicates commitment to me. You know, a deepening of trust with yourself, with another person. So that's all I have for you, group 2. I hope you enjoyed. Please give the video a like if you liked it, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye. Hi, group 3. If you chose this stone, this is your pile for Timeless Energy week ahead prediction. We are going to get into, we got 2 oracle cards. I have not seen them yet for your overall energy. We'll clarify with tarot, and we'll get a romance card at the end for couples and for singles. So stay tuned for that. So let's get into card number 1. Big picture thinking. Pleiadians energy, visionary, inspired ideas. Definitely a week of really like maybe downloads of really cool ideas, maybe some things coming to fruition. I feel like there's like a opening. There's like, things are just opening. Things are making sense. You're just having these moments of courage or inspiration or gratitude or ideas forward. I feel like there's this kind of inspiration, excitement, even like this week, of aha moments and things kind of coming to fruition, things kind of opening up. Perhaps things are going to start showing in ways that you perhaps want, or perhaps ways that you had no idea could even exist. Maybe surprises, maybe messages, maybe recollections. I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like what, like recalling things, like things coming back, cycled around, you know, like these ideas coming back around. And also like seeing the bigger picture, really trusting these little incremental things that you do every day or every week and how they play into the overall outcome. For example, like if you want to get healthy, you want to start working out, it takes time to really build that muscle. And then once you're in the swing of things, you really start to notice, how your body transforms or how you feel. And you really start noticing all these effects. But it does take little by little, the consistency of working out, 2 times a week, 3 times a week, 4 or 5 times a week, whatever it is, but really seeing that consistency pay off, big picture thinking, knowing that it's not just going to happen one day. You're not going to see the results of working out in one day, 1 week, maybe like a month, maybe 2, depending on, how you're training. But usually, like if it's something that you want to have consistently, I can't even talk anymore. It is that slow, steady progress, and you want something to last instead of just for example, like a crash diet or a crash workout. You want something to be consistent. You want something to be something that you can do long term. Now, this isn't just about working out. It's just a general example, but it's a good example. We have the Stars and the Mother of Cups. This is going to be a really magical week. I don't know what is happening, but there's this opening up. The Star card is all about hope, rejuvenation, excitement, things coming to light, feeling hopeful again, feeling excited again, having things surprise you. The Star card is beautiful. It's one of my favorites. It's very magical, it's very exciting, it's very hopeful. With the Queen of Cups, this is having your cake and eating it too. There's something about this week where things are aligning really perfectly. The stars are literally aligning and making sense, and you're able to go forward. Look at the two. There's a North Star. Oh, I can't see them backwards. There's a North Star here. There's a North Star here. It's almost very unison. It's the same star overlaid on top of each other. It's the North Star. And the North Star is your aim. It's your focus. It's your purpose. It's your destiny. I feel like that is really what is coming in to fruition. Now, might not be everything happens all at once. It could be with these cards. It's pretty magical kind of energy here. But I feel like it's just an aha moment of things coming together. We have the Five of Cups and we have the Four of Swords. After a time of struggle, this Five of Cups is a little extreme. After a time of stagnancy, things not moving forward, feeling like you're missing out on things, feeling like I'm filling these cups, but I'm not seeing any results of these cups. I'm trying, but I'm feeling like woe is me. This is the energy coming after this energy. You're not in this energy, you're coming out of this energy this week, this stagnancy, this healing period, this feeling like things aren't fair, and not in a victim mentality. Maybe for some of you, you're life isn't fair. Life is not fair. Life is hard. And anyone that's telling you differently is selling you something. But there is this energy of getting out of this stuck, things aren't working energy. And something happens, a breakthrough happens. Lovely. So let's get your other oracle. I swear I haven't seen these. Cracked open, rock bottom, surrender to the alchemy of life. It's almost like you're about to quit. You're about to say, I'm done. I give up. Hopefully it's not with yourself, in that way. And, you're important on this earth, but But I think it's like you're just sick of feeling like things aren't working, feeling lost, feeling scared, feeling isolated. But then there's this crack that happens and allows for this new doorway to open. And like I said, I don't know if this is going to be immediately all these things coming to you all at once. I think for some of you it could be, for some of you it might be a smaller trickle. I think it depends on where you are in your process and where you are in what you've done. This feels like Saturn energy. Like Saturn is finally giving back. You're finally being rewarded for this work that you've been putting in, for all the things that you've been doing, for the progress you've made, for your dreams that you've been working on, for your passions that you've been working on. I feel like it's finally like things are here. It's just like, it's right when you're like at the end of, I can't do this anymore. I'm so sick of putting my time and energy into this. That's when it's just going to happen. This is really funny. So we have the Emperor came out first, and the Nine of Wands here. There's this energy of finding that power. Again, the Nine of Wands here is like perseverance. Keep on pushing, keep on going. And then this is that breakthrough, this Emperor energy, finally being able to break through and break through something in a way that is perfectly aligned with that North Star. And again, I think for some of you, it might be like just the first crack sliver opening up and you see the direction that you can go. But for some of you, I think this is going to be like a big week. A big week. Because we also have Eruption and we have the Three of Wands. Yeah, it's like things are happening. Things are cycling. The world is coming into a completion. It's like the end of this tough cycle. You're finally like breaking free of this like stagnancy, and you're like opening the doorway to this new journey, this new chapter. This is an incredible week. I don't know what is happening, but like there's a lot of things alchemically shifting and changing this week. And now this could even be yourself. There could be this breakthrough with yourself, a cracked openness with yourself, a freedom with yourself, and like what you've been trying to heal and process and work on. The Mother. There is this gentleness, this nurturingness, this sweetness that's coming, this softness that's coming. This is a really, really beautiful week. I'm really excited for you. Let me know down below. Do you know what this is? Like, come back to it. Let me know, because this is magical and beautiful, and I'm really excited for you. So, I think that's it. I think that's all the messages, but let's get a love message for my couples energetically. And we'll do singles. So let's get couples first. One card for couples, please, for the week ahead. And, two. Okay. And then a card for my singles, please. Card for my singles. I feel like it's that one as well. Okay. For my couples, we have let go of control issues and engagement. So it could be a deepening of this relationship that you're already in. It could be a need to commit a little bit deeper. Or I feel like a conversation is going to come up where maybe you guys are talking about a little bit more serious of a topic. Not like serious like, but like something that requires trust and perhaps vulnerability or openness. Something that really engages you together. So it could be an engagement, but it could be the act of trust and vulnerability, a commitment being tested, a next level, chipped away at the relationship. And then let go of control issues. You know, let things just flow naturally. Don't try to force things to happen. If you feel like your person's about to engage to you, let it just happen. Let yourself be surprised. Let yourself just go with the flow of things. Like, I think this week is going to be energetic and crazy enough as is. I think you just need to let go of the need to know when, and how and who and what and like all these kind of overthinking things. Just like let go of that control and just be present. Ooh, so for my singles, we have flirt, and this can be the one, or this could be the one. I feel like it's 2 messages for my singles. So 1 message for a single, 1 message for a single. I feel like some of you are kind of like getting a little bit lighthearted with perhaps a relationship that you are dabbling in, or perhaps online, on dating, or whatever. You're just learning to have a little bit more fun with this all. Like, you're not taking things seriously. You have a really clean mindset. You're just like, I'm just gonna go have fun. Not like dive deep into like the how as well, like letting go of that control issues as well, but just having more fun with that flirting, getting to know people, and having fun with that whole process. And then for others of you, this could be the one. I mean, can I say more? Can I say less? But there's like a special spark with this person. That's all I'm gonna say. Special spark. This could be the one. So that's all I have for you. Feel free to give the video a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Until next time, take care of yourself. Bye.